Holy fuck, it's Dark Souls 3 time. No more comments and whine about, I couldn't beat DS2. Wah. No one gives a fuck. Here's your favorite game, normies. Fuck the old Dark Souls 1. That shit buggy as fuck, looks like dog shit, and only has one super hot female character.
Spread your legs.
In this game, we can have infinite callbacks to previous games because surely they weren't better or something. That'd be weird. And gimmicky boss fights like you've never seen before. I'm looking at Yorm, you fucking dickhead. Really? I have to get the weapon in the arena and then it's just an easy fight? Fuck that. And of course, none of that will take place if you can never get past the first boss of this video of the run of every Dark Souls 3 playthrough, Ludex Gundy. I like my boy Ludex Gundy because he kind of looks like a cool knight who has this giant halberd and shit, and it's dope, and his armor somewhat goofy looking, but it looks tough as fuck, and I fuck with that. But after you get him down to like half his health, he gets that black sperm cum monster that swings out of his back and turns into like a demon cat, but like really gross and shit, like you just pulled that shit out of the shower sewer. And I don't like that. I think it's a little too much finesse for the first boss. You know, you look at DS1, we get the Asylum Demon. It's just a big fat demon who has like a giant staff and dumper. And it's like, okay, he attacks, you get to hit him a couple times. That's an easy trade-off, and you slowly pick up like, okay, if I move behind him, he really doesn't fucking do anything. If I just time his slow ass attack roll, you get free hits. Simple concept. You go to DS2, I fought the Dragon Rider the first time. It's very simple. He's just a knight with big armor and a big halberd, kind of like Gundy, except he doesn't have the black cum monster in him. And so there's not really a gimmick in those starter fights. It's simple. And most people, I think, started DS2 with the last giant as well. Kind of gimmicky. It's just a giant, but it's really easy to work around with nothing too pizzazzy, you know? There's nothing crazy going on. But then you get to this motherfucker and it's like, all right, you better be dodging these massive fucking attacks and you don't really have much time. And it's just kind of stupid. And especially if you like think of Dark Souls, you kind of want to play slow. No, to beat Gundy, you just fucking stagger him. That's what I did. I hit him with a stagger and then I hit him like 3 more times before he ever attacked again, and I beat him on my second attempt. First attempt, admittedly, I got fucked. All right, when he got the black sperm cum demon monster, he obliterated me and it was no goddamn chance. But like, once you just kind of fucking beat the shit out of him to DPS him down, that's it. That's the boss fight. It's kind of goofy that it seems like they wanted it to be really challenging, but they left it in so where he just doesn't have enough health to really last long enough. And if you just play like an idiot and spam him down, he's gone. I don't really think that even teaches a good method to play. I guess if you played really slow, sure, you probably learned how to take on the rest of the game, and the rest of the game's easy peasy lemon squeezy. But if you just play like an absolute brain dead idiot, that you'll never face any other boss like that. It's simple, I guess, but probably won't lead to good play styles in the future. Oh, I also picked Warrior because I'm a sheep and I can't think for myself and I just want to wield giant, big, strong weapons. So maybe that helped me survive. Maybe if you picked Sorcerer, you got fucked in the ass, but you know, just how it be. Next up is going to be Vort of the Boreal Valley, and I like Vort a lot. I think he's a much better starter boss than Ludex Gundy and probably one of the better early fights in this whole game. It's not gimmicky. It is an actually well-designed Dark Souls boss that you come to love when you face the bosses in this game. There's no bullshit. He has long telegraph moves that you can dodge for good damage. He has that ice breath move where he's just shooting that shit like Superman, and if you just get behind him, you can get literally a quarter to a third of his health down in the time that it takes him to finish blowing so hard and good. And then he also mixes in those sweet reactionary attacks that are super quick and precise, and you gotta fucking get that rolling quick. It's a great boss to teach you the real mechanics of the fight, because you can't just spam attack on him to blitz him down, and you will get hit hard as fuck, because he does hit hard and he is tanky. It's a much longer fight than Gundy, and I think it is a lot more balanced. Yeah, it's probably the harder fight of the two, because if you just fucking spam Gundy, he's gonna get staggered and die. I don't really think you could stagger Vort without like a super heavy weapon, but you just don't have that early on. Like I said, I picked Warrior, so I'm just using like the battle axe. There's really not much I could do about that, and so I truly did have to fight him like a normal human being. Took 5 attempts, so more than Gundy, but it was like a reasonable amount, and I feel like after this I was pretty comfortable with the game, although there's one more thing that's going to give me trouble, but you know, we're kind of getting more accustomed with how DS3 plays in comparison to DS2 and DS1. It's obviously a lot more like DS1, but I've been playing Lies of P, so I'm kind of not in the Dark Souls grind set mindset right now. Oh, he also throws that booty in your face a lot, and that's kind of bad. I mean, he's on all fours. He's got a dumper, probably rivaling the Asylum Demon. So I fuck with Vort, and I bet he fucks like a wild animal.
Ninja what? Ninja what?
Ninja, what?
Moving to number 3 of the journey though, we get to the cursed rotted great wood, and I feel a little indifferent about this boss. I do think it's a really easy boss if you've kind of played the other games, because you can recognize and understand a gimmick fight so goddamn fast from previous just Souls games in general, not even including like Dark Souls. You know, you start to hit him and you realize, wait, this will take actually 10 minutes. If I fight him like this, there's gotta be something else. And yeah, it's to hit his ball sacks, his fucking Fruit of the Loom, his little G-spots all over him. All right, tell me what those things are. Wrong answers only. Drop them in the comments. That aside though, you basically hit these, and when they explode, when they bust, when he busts his great wood, when it busts all over you, he like lunges back and he's like fucking in heaven. He's got no post-nut clarity, nothing. He's just in heaven from the ultimate edge cess finally ending when you pop and bust his nuts all over you. And there's like 6 of them to do. That's 6 fucking mega orgasms for Mr. Greywood here to just feel immaculate. And not only that, but he has a mega queso fat move where he breaks the goddamn floor and sends everyone tumbling to their death. Even the farmer worshippers who just wanted to get him off too, but no. You get to take all the glory for yourself, all the facials, and the feeling of being put in a jar by how much you're getting covered in goddamn great wood nut. Truly a spectacular boss, except it's not, because it's just kind of gimmicky and dog shit. It only took 1 attempt, because what's really to get hit by except that grotesque, nasty, disgusting hand that comes out? You know that hand is for one purpose only, and that is to beat off and stroke his amazing, immaculate great wood. There's no other reason for it. It sticks out of his stomach, and it's pretty unnerving compared to the rest of him, which is already weird enough. He's like an egg tree with arms and shit. Weird. And then you get this white arm that comes out of him that just looks nasty and very diabolical. I would not shake hands with that thing if you paid me or let me stroke that shit.
Just jerked off in your French toast.
Get me the fuck away from this motherfucker. All right, we got to go to the next one, and I don't like this one. It's the Abyss Watchers, and I think a lot of people tell me this is a great fight. You know, the Dark Souls homie I know who has no life or bitches always tells me, dude, this boss is so good. I don't know how you hate it. Well, I do, all right? Because it's fucking annoying. I don't know about you, but I'm not into bosses moving out of my way of attacks. You know, it's one thing for them to attack and then move, but it's another for them to literally wait for me to attack and then just get the fuck out of the way. Like, come on, bruh, you're just making this shit take forever. But I mean, it is kind of counteracted by the fact you can stagger them, so if you catch them right, you can stop them from attacking you and get another free hit. Not the worst thing ever, but there is a whole other gimmick to this in that it becomes a duo boss fight after like 30 seconds or some shit, and then it can kind of become a trio fight, but it can become a 2v2, so they make that shit equal. And basically that one comes up after the second one, and if he's closer to one of the enemy Abyss Watchers, he'll fight them instead, which can be a great help, but also just sometimes sucks because he'll just die immediately, and it's like, well, I better run away for 30 more seconds because there's just no way to take down 2 of them because they're kind of quick, and it's bullshit. It is a pretty rewarding fight, I guess, to win, because it is somewhat of a skill check, a bit of a brick wall that kind of hits you pretty fucking hard in the face, but it's just not my favorite kind of skill check. There's a lot more that we can talk about in the future that I think are genuinely good skill checks, because there's more to it than just like, oh, here's 2 bosses to fight. And I imagine it made some motherfuckers quit this game, but you know, you just got to put your grind set on, avoid going hollow, and claim victory over the Abyss Watchers. Haha, more like the Piss Watchers, because I'm fucking pissing on their goddamn graves. All 3 of them, even the motherfucker that helped me. Fuck you. Should have helped me better, faster, and not screwed me over all 10 attempts before I beat this on my 11th. Fuck you. And that takes us to the final boss of the video, the most hype, the elaborate, no, that's all a lie. It's the High Lord Wolnir, who I kind of like the gimmick to get to him. It's kind of funny. You break this bridge from the other way. If you're on the other side of the bridge, you just fucked yourself. But you break the bridge from the way that you go across it, and then you use it as a ladder to climb down. It's a cool little gimmick of the area, but they do reuse it in the DLC, so that's kind of gay, but I fuck with it, and I don't fuck with the boss fight. All right, what the fuck? 2 gimmick bosses in the first like 5 bosses. I guess you could probably go fight other bosses, but this is how I played. And this is a gimmick fight. Once again, you pick up on it really fucking fast if you played other games. Although, it is kind of harder than Greatwood, I feel, because you don't just have this massive fucking body to dodge around. He has just 2 arms, and his body's in the abyss. And one time I ran too far into the abyss and I died. So that was bullshit. But should I have known better? Yeah, but I was kind of checking if maybe one of the rings was around his cock. You know, he had like a nice old cock ring keeping him from coming all over the place, just getting that infinite edge. But no, guys, no, I myth busted it. High Lord Warnir has no cock rings or anything like that. They're all on his arms. So just focus the rings on his arms, break them, and they blow up. Took 3 attempts. So a little bit better of a gimmick boss, I'd say, because it took a little longer, and I think he's cooler. You know, very little bosses have Riz in this game, and even less have like drip like this. You know, he's got 3 swagged out rings on. He's got a lovely little necklace for his neck that looks beautiful. And he's got a sick ass little crown for the top of his head that kind of makes him look like he has dreads. I don't know, if you think I'm bidding, go look, because it's what it reminds me of, that or like some goofy ass like Jewish haircut where their little braids come down. I'm not making fun of Jewish people, just the haircut, all right? I feel like if you look like that, you can deserve to be bullied a little bit without it being anti-Semitic. Fuck you. And then when you beat him, of course, it's all in lay head, and it was actually just a chalice playing tricks on your mind or some shit. No idea what the lore is there. Don't really care either, because that's the end of the video. Fuck you. I'm out of this hope. Peace out. Dark Souls 3 is here, and I know you're all happy, so like the video, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.